Good morning and welcome to the call today to discuss the announcement regarding the long-term future of the Vancouver Aquarium. On the call this morning are three speakers who will appear from left to right on your screens. Starting on the left, we have Lasse Gustavsson, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Oceanwide Conservation Association. In the middle, we have Clint Wright, Chief Operating Officer of the Vancouver Aquarium. And on the right is Eric Rose, Executive Director of the Herschend Family Entertainment. Each presenter will speak, and then we will open the lines for questions. All other attendees on the line will be muted. If you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your touch-tone phone to enter the queue. When it is your turn, your line will be unmuted. Out of respect for others, we ask that you limit yourself to one question and one follow-up. With that, I will turn the call over to our presenters, beginning with Mr. Gustavsson. Mr. Gustavsson, your line is now open.
Thank you and good morning. Almost good afternoon. My apologies for the delay. My name is Lasse Gustavsson. I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Oceanwide Conservation Association. I'm speaking to you from the Vancouver Aquarium on the unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh nations. Like so many others, Oceanwide has been through a very difficult year. The pandemic hit especially hard for the Vancouver Aquarium. We've been closed for visitors most of the year, and we've lost a lot of money. It's only because of the amazing support from the community in Vancouver, the provincial and federal governments, our corporate partners, that we've been able to continue to provide the animals with the care they need and deserve. Frankly, without this support, Vancouver Aquarium wouldn't be here today. So thank you to everybody who's been helping us to save the Vancouver Aquarium. And thank you also to the Vancouver Aquarium staff who's done an amazing job under very difficult circumstances. Today, finally, we have fantastic news. We found a solution. Vancouver will continue to have an iconic world-class aquarium. We've also secured the future of Oceanwide, the parent organization of the Vancouver Aquarium, and an ambitious global ocean conservation organization, the organization I came here to lead 2 years ago. Last night, I signed an agreement with the new owner and operator of the Vancouver Aquarium, Herschend Enterprises. This is fantastic news and a real win-win-win. Oceanwide will continue to help solve the biggest challenges facing our oceans: climate change, ocean pollution, and overfishing. Vancouver, British Columbia, and Canada gets to keep the aquarium, one of the region's leading attractions and a valuable contributor to the community, to the economy, and to the environment. And the aquarium itself will have a new owner with the operational experience and the financial capacity to carry the aquarium through the pandemic and also make the necessary investments in this amazing but old aquarium. In other words, we found a solution that sets up both Oceanwide and Vancouver Aquarium for continued success. You may ask, why did Oceanwide decide to sell the aquarium? Well, the pandemic's been hard for us, and in September last year it became clear that we didn't have the financial capacity to continue to operate the aquarium during the pandemic and also make the necessary investments in this amazing old aquarium. So the board initiated a process to find a partner that could ensure the long-term success and the sustainability of the aquarium and its mission. We weren't really interested in any aquarium operator. We were interested only in the right partner. We established a set of criteria that had to be met: operational experience, financial capacity, mission and values alignment. We were looking for an organization that understands what makes Vancouver Aquarium special, and an organization that appreciates the unique significance of the aquarium in Vancouver, British Columbia, and beyond. So with the assistance of KPMG as an advisor, we reached out to more than 70 potential partners, 70, from here in British Columbia, but also globally. And after a very thorough process, we concluded that Herschend was far and away the best option. They are capable and experienced aquarium operators. They are committed to the highest standards of animal care. And they also bring the resources and the long-term perspective that will set up the aquarium for sustainable success. And perhaps most importantly, they bring a passion and a respect for the Vancouver Aquarium's legacy, which they commit to honor, maintain, and enhance. The Oceanwise board, the management, and myself personally have complete confidence in that the aquarium, the animals, the staff, and the programs are in excellent hands with the Herschend team. In addition to taking over the aquarium, Herschend has also offered to donate 1% of their annual gross aquarium revenues to Oceanwise and thereby help furthering the 10-year conservation strategy. So great news all around. Oceanwise will continue. We will no longer operate the aquarium, but we will continue as an independent ocean conservation organization. Our work to protect and restore the ocean has been continued during the pandemic, and during a very difficult year, we've been able to continue to inspire, educate, and equip everyday Canadians so they can take action to protect the ocean. We have finalized a new ambitious conservation strategy, 10 years to turn the tide. We have engaged with more than 270,000 young Canadians in our ocean and climate programs. We have cleaned up more than 41 tons of litter from Canadian shorelines. And we've hosted our first ever National Chowder Showdown Festival to promote sustainable seafood. We will continue to build on this momentum. Our conservation initiatives like the Sustainable Seafood Initiative, the Great Canadian Shoreline Cleanup, our Oceanwise youth programs, and other programs will continue to grow and have an impact of global significance. We're going full steam ahead to tackle the most important challenges facing the oceans: climate change, pollution, overfishing. And we need you and everyone to join us to turn the tide for the ocean. Before I turn over to Clint Wright, let me acknowledge the Herschend team. They've brought a productive spirit to this entire process with an unwavering focus on the animals and the people that make the aquarium what it is. They've demonstrated to me that they operate according to strong values that put people and community first. And on behalf of our team, I would like to thank them for their collaborative approach. And with that, I'd like to hand over to Clint Wright.
Great, thanks Lasse, and good morning everyone. My name is Clint Wright, and I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Vancouver Aquarium. I've been fortunate enough to spend more than 30 years of my career here at the aquarium and can say that without a doubt this past year has been the most difficult. This was the first time in over 60 years that the Vancouver Aquarium, so strongly supported by the community and built upon the efforts of so many dedicated and talented staff and volunteers, faced a real risk of permanent closure. We were able to open the door for a few short months last summer. However, come the fall and unable to meet the mounting costs, we had to permanently lay off many colleagues and friends as there was simply no work for them to do. A very tough time indeed. At that time, the future looked bleak, and so I really cannot thank enough the small team of essential staff that remained. They worked selflessly, finding ways to reduce our operating costs, ensuring we always remained COVID vigilant and safe, and above all, maintained the highest standards of animal care. Throughout the pandemic, we have been able to keep the doors open to Canada's only dedicated marine mammal rescue centre, continuing our important work of rescuing and disentangling sea otters, seals, sea lions, and other animals. This has only been possible thanks to the generosity of our supporters. It has been truly humbling to see the passion that the community has for our facility, our animals, and our mission. That passion was made clear in the donations and purchases and support over the past year that has allowed us to maintain our normal, high level of care for our animals throughout the pandemic and gave us valuable time to find the sustainable long-term solution that we're announcing today. And that is why today's news is so exciting. We can all celebrate. It gives us the flexibility and certainty to manage through the remainder of the pandemic, ensuring sustained levels of animal care, a fully supported marine mammal rescue program, and an opportunity to now begin looking to the aquarium future with a renewed sense of optimism. A future that will see us continue our important work of inspiring and connecting future generations to the wonders of the aquatic world and the importance of protecting it. I've known Eric Rose and the Herschend team for many years. They're outstanding operators and they bring the same commitment to the highest levels of animal care that we do, the critical foundational bedrock that underlies everything that we do. Herschend owns and operates two well-respected aquariums, that have been continuously accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, exceeding the highest standards in our industry. Some of you will remember that the Vancouver Aquarium was the very first aquarium in North America to be accredited by the AZA and the Canadian equivalent, CAZA, in the 1970s. Herschend provides leadership with the zoological community far beyond their existing aquariums. Eric Rose, who you will meet shortly, currently serves as the chair of the AZA Aquarium Affairs Committee, representing nearly 50 leading aquariums, all with the highest commitment to animal care, conservation, education, and professional excellence. Herschend also has a long history of partnerships with non-profit organizations for wildlife conservation, STEM education, and scientific advancement. With Herschend, we have both a natural and an aligned partner committed to continuing the aquarium's legacy. They bring deep experience in creating engaging and educational visitor experiences. Eric and I have already begun sharing ideas for how we can enhance the aquarium's programming, and I'm eager to build on those discussions with others and engaging with the Herschend to explore how we can bring the aquarium to even greater success as we emerge from the pandemic. It's a very exciting day for all of us associated with the aquarium and gives us a stable platform to build our new future. I'm confident that the aquarium's many supporters here at home and around the world will share my enthusiasm for what Herschend will bring to Vancouver. And with that, let me hand it over to Eric.
Hey, thanks, Clint. And thank you too, Lasse. And good morning, everybody. My name is Eric Rose, and I'm a vice president with Herschend Family Entertainment. And I'm so very pleased to be here and talk with you about this exciting news today. You know, I've spent my whole career working in and around aquariums. And I am so thrilled to become involved with the Vancouver Aquarium. And the entire Herschend team feels the same way about it as I do. Vancouver Aquarium really is the gold standard. It's a renowned place for education and conservation with a well-earned global reputation. You know, this is a result of the talented people working at the facility, and we are looking forward to supporting this team going forward in the future. Clint and everyone at the aquarium have done one incredible job in making it a world-renowned organization that it is today, and Herschend is quite honored to be part of that continuing legacy. For those of you who don't know about Herschend, well, we started out in the 1960s as a small family-owned caves attraction in the Ozark Mountains of Branson, Missouri. And today, this little cave attraction has now grown into a family of brands that collectively entertain more than 14 million guests annually and employ more than 10,000 team members across 25 properties. Our mission is to bring families closer together by creating memories worth repeating. And we bring that focus to all of our properties and attractions, including our 2 aquariums. The goal of our aquariums is to inspire families to learn more and to care more and to do more for the animals in their environments. At our aquariums, we offer visitors meaningful connections with the natural world, and we really try to turn that love into actions that makes a difference. In this way, our approach is perfectly aligned with Vancouver Aquarium's mission. Let me say again, this is an outstanding aquarium, and we intend to apply our financial and creative resources to build upon its historical success. That begins by investing in the facility and by supporting Clint and his great management team, ensuring that they have the resources they need to continue building upon the aquarium's legacy. This includes maintaining the aquarium's unique brand and values. It's also important to us that Vancouver Aquarium is exactly that. It is Vancouver's aquarium. That means offering unique, local, and very authentic experiences that are not found in any other aquarium anywhere else. That is the approach we take across all of our company. Each of our sites have their own local history and culture, and we work very hard to reflect that in our programming choices. That is what we believe makes the visitor experience unique and creates those memories worth repeating. Now, we know the aquarium is beloved by the Vancouver Aquarium community. That's very clear. And we intend to continue this community focus that has made the aquarium so loved. This includes continuing the relationships that are important to making the aquarium the special place it is. As an example, the aquarium is located on the traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, and we really look forward to building those productive relationships with their people. We will also continue the aquarium's role in the community by maintaining the relationships and programs the aquarium has with its schools and other community groups. Now, conservation will also remain a core to our mission, including the excellent work that the Marine Mammal Rescue Center has done for decades and continues today up until this week. We have also have a long-term commitment in place to donate a portion of the aquarium's revenue to Oceanwise. And we look forward to continuing that productive relationship with Lasse and the entire Oceanwise team. Ultimately, we view today as an optimistic step forward. And we understand the immense pressure the pandemic has put on all of us, really. And we are looking forward to bringing the aquarium back to its pre-COVID successes. Our first steps will be to contact the aquarium's many stakeholders about its reopening and to see what the community really wants to see in the future of the aquarium. We really want to hear the ideas for enhancements and suggestions for how to make the aquarium even better. And of course, there's one big question on everybody's minds, and we all know it. When will the aquarium reopen? Well, we're already hard at work on those plans with Clint and his team, and we are eager to reopen it as soon as it is responsible to do so. But I can say for now, as always, our priority is ensuring the health and safety of our animals, our staff, and our guests. We will be sharing much more information on that as our plans develop. So let me reiterate that this is a very humbling and incredibly exciting day for all of us, and we are truly honored to become part of the aquarium's ongoing legacy. I look forward to meeting many more of the staff and to working with Clint and his incredible team to build a brighter future for the aquarium. We also look forward to being a contributing member to this great community in the Lower Mainland. And with that, I'll ask the operator to open the lines for any questions you all might have. Thank you.
To enter the queue, please press *1 on your touch-tone phone. Our first question comes from Kevin Griffin, Vancouver Sun. Your line is open.
Hi, thank you. Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Hello? Okay, what's
Yes.
the sale price? What's the sale price?
So maybe I should take that one. This is the first time anybody's selling an aquarium in Canada, and it's the first time I'm involved in this kind of activities. And I learned on the way that this kind of information is not publicly shared. There is a long tradition in business relations like this to keep these numbers private. So we will not be able to comment on the sales price.
Sure, and it's slightly related. It's what's going to happen to the 209 people laid off last September?
Clint, would you like to
maybe
that?
maybe I'll take that one. The plan is really to work on what the new aquarium looks like and when we're going to open. There'll probably be no immediate plans to bring back a lot of staff at this time. We're still in a pandemic. We still need to be very careful about that. We're hoping to open as soon as we possibly can, but we obviously need to do that within the confines of all the restrictions that are going on right now. So certainly I fully expect some of those people to come back at some point. They were permanently laid off back in September. And of course, there's going to be an opportunity for a lot more people to join the aquarium in hopefully in the coming months.
Our next question comes from Joe Kleiman in Park. Your line is open.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
questions. First of all, I was hoping you could give a timeline as to when you started seeking offers and how long the negotiations took between Oceanwise and Herschend. And the second question, will we see an Oceanwise presence at the aquariums in Camden and Newport?
So maybe I'll answer your first question, sir. The board started this process in September last year. We had a long and thorough process where we were talking to a large number, more than 70 different operators from Vancouver, British Columbia, and from the world. In January, we started the negotiation in an exclusive manner with Herschend. So this has been a thorough and quite an exciting process where there's a lot of things that needs to be understood when you buy and sell an aquarium. And since nobody ever done this on the Canadian market before, we were all learning on the job. Not that we don't know how to run an aquarium or how to make business, but we've done a very thorough process, due diligence on both sides. So since January is the answer.
Thanks. And in terms of Oceanwise, will it be have a presence at the other Herschend aquariums?
Yeah, I'll be happy to answer that. And I'll say, first of all, our focus right now is getting the aquarium reopened and hiring the staff. And really, if you ask, all the time that we spend is focused on that. We really haven't thought about the next steps potentially with Newport and Adventure. That being said, as I mentioned when we were speaking about Oceanwise and Vancouver Aquarium being globally recognized in the gold standard, our two existing aquariums work with global conservation and research organizations around the world. And I would put, Vancouver Aquarium and Oceanwise up there at the top of the list as well. So any indications as we get past this transaction and this work and reopening, we would love to see how these aquariums could partner together and specifically take Oceanwise and have a presence at any one of our aquariums where potentially it has a good fit.
Maria Weisgarber, CTV.
Oh, hi there. I was just wondering, first of all, what other options were explored leading up to the decision to focus on finding a sale for the aquarium in order to, help keep it going as a result of the pandemic?
Let me take that one. I think we've left no stone unturned. And you may remember, or maybe not, that already in April last year, I said bankruptcy on the radio here in Vancouver. And that's not because Oceanwise is mismanaged. Oceanwise is a well-managed not-for-profit organization. We had healthy reserves. So we were thinking, we will be able to weather this storm and come out on the other side. We did open a couple of months, July and August, with limited access and COVID safe and great experience for the people who came, but not enough to cover all the bills. So in September, when the forecast for the pandemic was, no, it's not going to be a 3, 4, 5 months. This is going to be a year, maybe longer. And when the tourism industry started to talk about maybe we will start making money again 2022, that's when we realized that Oceanwise, we don't have the financial capacity. We have amazing support from the community. We've had generous support from the federal and the provincial government, and we have corporate partners who's backing us up. But it's not cheap to run an aquarium, and running an aquarium without any income is only possible for a short period of time, especially for a not-for-profit organization like ours. So in September, when we've looked at all other alternatives, we've looked at, is there philanthropy interest? Could somebody come in and donate a sum that would take us through the pandemic? Could we find a commercial partner who would operate with us? Or is the solution to find a new operator? And it became clear relatively quick that the best option for the aquarium was to find a new operator. And we did set up, as I said, a set of criteria looking for the best possible solution. And I think we found it in Herschend. And I know we found it in Herschend because, as I said, no stone left unturned, also not in the relation between Oceanwise and Herschend. At this point, we know each other well, and we know that Herschend is going to be an amazing operator of the aquarium.
Maria, do you have a follow-up?
Yes, thank you. Perhaps this question is for Mr. Rose. I wanted to ask, the two aquariums that Herschend currently operates, how long have you been operating them, and what would you see you having to do here in Vancouver, considering the losses of the past year? I know you're undertaking consultation, but what are you going to have to do to sort of turn the situation around for the aquarium here?
Yeah, I've been with both Adventure and Newport Aquarium since 2005 in the executive director role, so for quite some time. And Herschend acquired the two aquariums in 2008. So I've been through this process as an individual, as an employee, pre-Herschend as well. So I hope that answers your question on that. They've owned the two aquariums since 2008. As far as what we're doing in Vancouver, it's really listening to the provincial government and working with the staff to get the support that they need. As I mentioned, this is going to be Vancouver's aquarium. We're not bringing in a team of people to come work in Vancouver. It's difficult enough for me to get back and forth as it is right now. Clint's team, and one of the things that really attracted us to Vancouver Aquarium is, again, I've known Clint and the reputation of Vancouver for quite some time. And what the team is there is fully capable, 100% fully capable. So we're going to be bringing financial resources, creative resources, business process resources, and basically looking at us as an enabler or a support structure to allow the local management to do what they do best, and that's run a world-class aquarium.
Daphne Branham, Vancouver Sun.
Hi, thank you very much for taking my question. This is a question for Mr. Rose, and first of all, welcome to Vancouver. I'm wondering.
Thank you.
That there is a very strong community of people who love the aquarium, but there's also a fairly strong group of haters. And I'm wondering, in terms of your own decision making, how much did you look into the troubles that the aquarium has had in the past in making big changes, and how much pressure they came under because of the cetaceans and so on, and did that factor into your decision making at all?
Great question. And the aquarium community, Clint said there's close to 50 aquariums, and is chair of the AZA Aquarium Affairs Committee. We follow these activities globally and stuff, and Vancouver's no different. Our point of view is this: we respect the past. We know there's been some challenges. There's been some legal changes and things like that. We have no plans or intentions to challenge previous decisions or have a president of cetaceans, if the general crux of your question from that, and basically help rebuild the aquarium of the future. So, we embrace all points of view, the advocates as well as the non-advocates. And we're going to reach out to the community and show them what we're here to do. And we're here to build a world-class aquarium with the highest standards of animal care, and try to inspire the next generation of aquatic leaders to take care of our planet. And that's what we're going to be doing.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yes, I have one serious one and one fun one. The serious one is: have you had discussions with the Vancouver Park Board? And my non-serious one is: does this mean that Dolly Parton's coming?
Lasse, you can take the first one. I'll take the second one.
Very important stakeholder. We've had excellent collaboration with the Park Board, and I would say I came here only 2 years ago, as you may know, and there was a lot of storytelling about Park Board. My experience with the Park Board is excellent. We've had no serious challenges. Of course, this is a big decision also for the Parks Board, but I've been working with the deputy manager of the Park Board, Steve Jackson, and it's been going very, very well. So my understanding is that the Park Board is fully supportive of this. The decision they made was to assign the license to Herschend, And I think they will have to speak for themselves, but I think they look forward to a revitalization and a new injection in Stanley Park with the new operators of the aquarium.
Brenna Owens, Canadian Press.
Hi, thanks very much. I was actually going to ask about cetaceans, so I'll just kind of ask what would have been my follow-up question, which is just curious from both perspectives, the aquarium, Oceanwise, and Herschend, just a little bit more on the business case, given what we do know about the financial impacts of the pandemic on the aquarium and Herschend. You know, you've spoken about the world-class animal care and other things to staff that attracted you, but I am curious just about what you saw as an opportunity as well, maybe to like enter Canada, for example.
Yeah, I think your question is just more like the long-term business evaluation of Vancouver Aquarium. Is that correct?
Do you have a
I was
follow-up?
a little unclear on your question. If you could repeat it, please.
Oh, yeah, that's my question. Sorry, I think the line is, that is my question. Yes, kind of the business over the long term, the opportunity that you saw.
Yeah, I think it's actually a quite simple question. One is Vancouver and British Columbia is a global tourism destination, and it will recover post-COVID. It may take some time, but it will recover from that. And Vancouver Aquarium is globally iconic as well. So Herschend, you know, we're being privately held. We can have a very long-term point of view. We can have a view years and years into the future. And what will not change is Vancouver, British Columbia will always be an incredible tourism destination. It'll be a great community to live, work, and play. And Vancouver Aquarium is going to be a world-class aquarium. So if we can get through the next couple of months and the next couple of years, it was kind of a no-brainer for us to reach out to Lasse and Clint to see if we could offer some assistance. And that was really the basis of the decision.
Ted Chernecki, Global TV.
Yes, hi there. I was wondering for the Vancouver Aquarium management, just how dire was the situation getting before this sale? People kept asking, how are they feeding all the animals or there was no income from COVID? Can you give us a sense of where you were at and how desperate you were to have this financial assistance come in?
Yeah, let me take that one. We as I said, Oceanwise and the Vancouver Aquarium is a well-managed business in very unusual circumstances. As I said, we realized in September that in the long run we will not be the right operators. We don't have the financial capacity. We did see around January, we knew that if we can't close a deal, if we can't find a solution this spring, our next step will have to be closing down the aquarium. And obviously that was not in anybody's interest, not in ours, not in Vancouver's, not in Canada's. So I'm delighted that we are where we are with Herschend and that the aquarium will continue. But let me be very clear, the alternative to finding a new operator was closing the aquarium. And I'm very glad today that we could avoid that.
I have a question for Mr. Rose, perhaps, and I was just wondering how much money do you think you'd have to invest in this aquarium to get it to where you would like to see it? For example, what would you do with those big pools? I mean, we used to have whales and so some belugas, I think, but, what do you do with those big pools? Any ideas you can throw at us?
That's actually the fun part of my job, walking around with the management team and having all those great ideas. We don't have a set plan in place, and ideas are all meant to be adjusted. We will be sending out to the public. We want to hear from the community and what the community ideas are, and there'll be a website launched where people can go in and do a survey and submit their ideas of what they would want to see in their hometown aquarium. So certainly Herschend has, this is one of the things that we bring to Vancouver. We have a very robust system for master planning, creative development, whether it's zoological or non-zoological. And we'll go from there. So we really want to take it slow, listen and learn. As I said, we're here for the long haul, and listen to the community, really understand what makes the Vancouver Aquarium unique and special and uniquely British Columbian. And then from there, we'll develop the appropriate plans, both from a creative standpoint and a financial standpoint, to invest into the aquarium over the next couple of years and through the next decade.
That concludes today's call. For any additional questions, please use the contact information included in the bottom of the news release that was issued earlier this morning. The news release will be posted on the Vancouver Aquarium's website at www.vanaqua.org. Thank you very much. Goodbye.